Good afternoon on this Thursday, June 11th. I just got done walking my afternoon walk and I pushed it today. So we'll see what the results are. I have been just, doing my steps, what I want to do, 12,000. But I've been doing that a lot. So I decided to up it to 12,500. And lo and behold, before I sat down for the video, I was at 12,960. If I'd have known, I should have looked to make it to 13,000 steps. I just want to say, the beginning of May, I would have never thought I was going to walk. And I started walking at about a little after 4 o'clock, and it is 5:20. So a little over an hour and 15 minutes. A month and a half ago, this cat would have never done an hour and 15-minute walk. Like I've posted in other videos, I was lucky when I started this to make it 2 blocks. And I could have easily gave up. I could have easily said, no, I can't walk. This is ridiculous. But I didn't. I kept on and kept on and kept on, increasing my steps, until I've gotten to 12,500, almost 13,000 steps. Tomorrow I might up a little more. I know. Don't push it, Brad. Don't push it. Well, if I don't push it, my body, because I noticed on my Garmin when I sat down, because I could tell my body was pushing and pushing. And they recommend for my weight and height and all this, so many intensity moments or minutes. And I actually hit that goal today for the first time since I've had this Garmin. So I just feel that I need to step up my game. I know. Well, I have realized, don't do 2 walks in one day. If I do 1 long walk, like I did now, that'll work. And I split my screens up when I post them. That I stopped one at the end of work, and then I wish I could take the steps off and do fresh steps, but that won't let me do it. At least I haven't figured out how to do it. It just, and a lot of people would say, you're sweaty, and all this and that, but you know what? In the long run, it's going to be worth it. I'm going to feel better. And this eating healthy isn't just going to be until the first of the year. I think it's something that this cat is going to continue with. I'm not saying I won't have a piece of cake at a wedding or a beer, but my Mountain Dew days are over. And I won't even be able to have one, because I still feel that that was my Achilles heel. You know, Mountain Dew was my addiction since I was about 15, 16. That's all I drank. You know, the taste is good. I love the sugary taste as it went down. You know, most people say, it's too much sugar. It just, and then that gold and green look in there. If you pour it in a glass, oh, that looks so nice with some ice. That just made me. That was my margarita. That was my margarita. I just, you know, and I've said before, when I was living by myself, before I got married, Mountain Dew and hot dogs. Mountain Dew and hot dogs. Mountain Dew and anything processed. I didn't cook no veggies. I didn't, you know, typical single guy. He didn't have time. He got home from work, had a little bit to eat, went to the bar. Came home from the bar, found the bed, went to bed, woke up, went to work. You know, my life wasn't easy. I'll be the first to admit it. I was, you know, and yes, this is about weight loss, but also other things in my life. Alcohol was another thing. I don't think I was an alcoholic, but it was to the point where I had more friends and more fun at a bar, sitting along a table. You know, you were facing the bartender. You weren't even facing nobody, but people knew you by name. They knew when you were going to be there. They had the beer waiting for you. I mean, it was to the point where I just couldn't tolerate it. I mean, life dealt me a lot of bad hands. And then I got married. And it took me a little bit with the alcohol. You know, it sucked the kids. You know, that Brent had to see me drunk every weekend, and it's the way I lived. You know, the wife didn't say nothing. She just let him have his fun. Then I finally woke up and I said, you know what? Enough was enough. So I quit that habit. You know? And finally, 3.5, 4 years ago, I quit smoking. Now, a month and a half ago, I quit Mountain Dew. And I'm exercising and eating rabbit food. So, you know, this video was more, kind of got carried away. You know, I want to motivate people, but I also want to tell people that as bad as your life is, someday you're just gonna, sorry, some days you're just going to have to look in the mirror and say, what do I need to do? Today wasn't about politics. Today wasn't about riots. Today was about Brad. And I know I don't have a lot of followers. If you know of somebody who needs a little 15, 20-minute motivation speech while they're having breakfast, hook them up with me. Click like, do whatever, subscribe, share it on your Facebook page. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is coming from my heart. I could make it all rosy and rosy. Yeah. I lost 20 pounds this week, but no. I'm struggling. It's not easy. But my whole life hasn't been easy. For you classmates of mine, you know that. I had a rough school life. Getting picked on. Remember when my bottom lip was bigger? Call me big lip, lippy. If I was out in the sun too much, bottom lip would just burst. It sucked. Walking through the hallways. I wasn't smart, first of all. I was not a smart child. We'll get into that speech another day. But, bumblebee. But, it wasn't fun going to school knowing you were going to get pushed into a locker. Somebody was going to pull your books down on the floor. Papers were going to go flying. You knew every time you turned in a paper it wasn't good. You knew you were going to get a D or an F. And I'm paying the price. I'm just an old factory worker. You know what? I'm trying my damnedest to put food on the table. If I can do this, anybody can do this. And I'm not saying, classmates, that I had the worst life of everybody. I didn't, but it wasn't easy. Walking home with a neighbor you thought was your friend, and every time you came to the corner where he went straight and you turned, he pushed you on the ground. You want to talk about being bullied? And I survived. People say, "Oh, I got bullied. I gotta shoot somebody." I got bullied all my life. Yeah, I picked up alcohol. I think the alcohol was what made me feel better. It made me fit in. But at the bottom end of this, if I can lose weight, if I can make myself feel better, anybody can make yourself feel better. Okay. See you Friday. Bye-bye.